Do you long to visit Paris but find it out of your affordable budget? What if with a little forward planning, a vacation of this nature is actually extremely feasible? Although a trip to France may appear pricey, the expense need not be as high as you may anticipate. Let us get into the details of the expense of a trip to France and all the ways we could save money. Hit a like, get your suggestions in the comment box, and now let's get into the video. Paris is a city that lives up to the reputation. It offers travelers an exhilarating journey with a dash of traditional elegance and a little historical importance. Most people wish they could stay there permanently, but if you know where to go and what to do, you may depart from one of the most famous cities in the world feeling triumphant. Naturally, it will then be time to start organizing your subsequent trip home. Rounding off the minimum expense in Paris, the average cost per day would amount to $245 for accommodation, $17 for transportation, $45 for food, and $62 for activities. The transportation cost in Paris. Because Paris is one of the world's busiest airport hubs, getting there and back is easy and affordable, with $69 for a round trip from London, $42 for a round trip from Rome, $381 for a round trip from NYC, $194 for a round trip from Amsterdam, and if you are from Hong Kong, the round trip would cost $529. In Paris, there's a good possibility that getting to any place won't present any difficulties. The public transit system is efficient, extensive, and reasonably priced. With 16 lines and approximately 300 stations, metros are the most widely used mode of transportation. Expect to pay $2 for a single ticket, but the Paris Visitor Pass, which enables unlimited travel on multiple modes of transportation, will give you the best value. The metro is, without a doubt, the greatest method of transportation if one is staying in Paris while visiting France. Although there are ride-sharing services like Uber available in France, 10 metro tickets in a book cost approximately $17. You probably won't need to add a rental car to the expense of your trip to France unless you intend to go outside of Paris while you're there. You need to spend only around $110 for a fairly modest European-style SUV rental for one day. Also, the Eurocar has got the best prices. Overall, driving in France is not too difficult. Flight fares, you can locate a flight to Paris for money less than $1,400. Just remember the following things. Avoid going while it's peak season. To determine the most affordable travel days, check flight costs on several days of the week for both the outbound and inbound flights. Take extra time off to visit adjacent airports with more convenient flights. Credit card points are one additional thing. Using skyscanner.com to find the best prices is highly recommended by travel enthusiasts. This site allows you to do a simple search for both the cheapest travel month and the cheapest travel days within that month. Budget for eats and drinks. Purchasing some groceries while on vacation is the best option if you're attempting to avoid spending too much money on food. For breakfast and lunch, frequently strive to stick to this plan, saving your indulgence for a nice dinner. One area where the cost of a trip to France could sneak up on you is food and drink. With enough preparation and work, it doesn't have to be pricey though. Just keep your spending within reason because France is known for its delectable gastronomy. Since there is so much delicious cuisine in Paris, setting aside approximately $100 for a few days, they're a good suggestion. Just counterbalance it with a few days where you are a little more thrifty. Cost of activities, you should spend money on at least a few significant activities when visiting France. This is particularly true in Paris because there are so many beautiful attractions. While the expense of a vacation to France may increase due to the admission prices for the many attractions, it is still possible to stay within your budget. The secret is to prioritize the top 2 items on your bucket list, then sprinkle in other free activities. Additionally, search for discounts at other attractions. For instance, purchasing the Paris Museum Pass, which allows you entry to many attractions over a specified number of days, may be more cost-effective in Paris. The Eiffel Tower is not included in the pass, however, you can save nearly a third of the ticket if you take the stairs to the second floor rather than the elevator. Other exciting activities are Louvre skip the line access private guided tour for $125. Paris sightseeing guided bike tour with a budget of $42. Paris Moulin Rouge cabaret show with champagne only or dinner for $124. Bateau Parisien's Seine River gourmet dinner and sightseeing cruise that cost $112, and Eiffel Towers skip the line ticket with an expense of $75. Free things to do in Paris to reduce the expense of a trip to France as cheaply as possible. It is incredibly wise to incorporate some free activities into your plan as I described above. Here are some excellent suggestions on how to view various sites without spending any money. Use Audio Europe app. Rick Steves conducts a walking tour. On the Champs-Élysées, window shop. Stroll along the Seine River. Beautiful fountains may be seen at Place du Trocadero, and you can see the Eiffel Tower in the distance. View the Louvre's recognizable pyramid entryway. Take pictures at the Arc de Triomphe. Cross one of the Seine bridges to get to Ile de la Cité or Ile St. Louis. Visit the gardens at the Tuileries. View the Notre Dame. Watch the Eiffel Tower after sunset, and it is going to be a wonderful experience for sure. The Paris Pass is a fantastic choice if you have the time and yearn for various experiences. More than 60 attractions are included in its admission package, including the Palace of Versailles, the Arc de Triomphe, the Louvre Museum, the Pompidou Center, and others. A single-day or multi-day pass is available. Additionally, you receive a one-day hop-on, hop-off bus tour of the city and discounts at several restaurants. It's a score, and it starts at 124 euros. How to reduce the cost of lodging in Paris. If you have the time and patience to look for a deal, you may, as with any travel, reduce your lodging expenses to zero. Couchsurfing allows you to stay with a local for free, sleep on their sofa, and gain insight into life in their community. It is legal in France, including Paris, of course. Although it's not the most comfortable living arrangement if money is limited, it may be worth contacting a few hosts to see if anything can be arranged. On the website for Couchsurfing, you can look for prospective hosts. Another choice is house sitting. You can do this by providing complimentary housekeeping services to someone while they're away. But you can't pick and choose dates and locations, so you need to have a lot of flexibility regarding where and when you go, making it best for long-term travelers or retirees. If you have that freedom, it's a great opportunity to lower your trip costs, enjoy home comforts, and temporarily blend in. One of the greatest websites for beginning home sitting is Trusted Housesitters. A luxurious stay for most of us would be simply wanting a place to sleep that is clean, safe, and reasonably priced rather than being interested in the free lodging. Hostels are the first of them. You can find them in big cities, towns, and national parks. They are among your top possibilities for cost-cutting. The cost of a dorm bed at a well-regarded hostel in Paris is about 25 euros per night. For the best of the best, prices rise to slightly more than 35 euros per night. Hostels in Paris are comparable to those in other major cities in Western Europe. Most hostels are contemporary, secure, and conveniently placed, and private rooms are typically very quiet and clean. They typically have a little more character than standard hotels, and the staff is great at giving great travel tips. You're all set to make a reservation at any hostel as long as you read the reviews first to ensure it isn't described as a party hostel. Hostel World is a site to locate the most affordable hostels. There are always hotels, which typically start at about $50 to $150. This is a solid general sense of what prices will look like for every component of your trip, even if spending will vary from person to person. Trim a little bit of this down if simple travel is more your thing. On the other hand, play it up a bit more if you prefer greater luxury or group trips. There are countless options, but this is a great beginning to begin constructing your France budget. No matter your budget, visiting Paris is always a good idea. This couldn't be more exact. Make sure to provide time for aimless wandering as you plan your itinerary. The shops and cafes that nearly every street are the cafes and boutiques that line practically every street make getting lost fun and pretty easy. But never panic, you're usually one terminal stop or a metro station. That's the end of the video. For further updates, subscribe our YouTube channel and bon voyage.